Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the elders, a great millstone for the teachings of the scripture. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is Genesis chapter 25, subtitled The Death of Abraham. Genesis 25 and 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua, and Jokshan begat Sheba and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan were Ashuram, and Letushim, and Leumim. And the son of Midian were Ephah, and Epher, and Hanok, and Abidad, and Eldah. All these were the children of Keturah. Now check what it says. Hagar was the one who bare Abraham his first child, you could say, is Ishmael, right? But Sarah was actually his real wife. Hagar was just a concubine, and Keturah was his second wife, but she was not the one that would bear the inheritance, because the inheritance went to Isaac, as it is written in the book of Genesis 21 and 14. It says, and Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water, and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away, and she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. So this is the other wife, okay? So he had a new one, which is Keturah, and Abraham had him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sons. But the Most High said, your only son, which is Isaac, which is the child of the Spirit. And these are all, the Keturah are all children of the flesh. And it's also mentioned in the book of Romans that they are not all children. Romans chapter 9, actually. Romans 9. Yeah, here. Where is it? It says here, Romans chapter 9, verse 7, right? It says, neither because they are all seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So just because you are a child of Abraham doesn't mean anything. It explains. Check. It says, verse 8, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High. But the children of the promise are counted for the seed. And who are the children of the promise? It's going to show you right here. For this is the word of the promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. That was promised unto Abraham. So these are the children of the promise, the ones that come out of Sarah. And there is only one that came out of Sarah. And it's going to show you what his name is. There's only one that came out of Sarah. You know? And not only this, but Rebecca also had a son. Wait a minute. But when Rebecca also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, the one that came out of Sarah was Isaac. And the one that came out of Rebecca were Jacob and Esau. But the one of the promise is Jacob, because the Lord said, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay, So now we know who the children of the promise are, and that all these other children, they don't count as the children of the promise, because they, as it says in verse 8, that is, they which are the children of the flesh. The children of the flesh are the ones that are made by the bondwoman, and also the one that Kitara made. So they don't count. They're just extras in the movie of the Most High, which is the world, which is daily life. It's a movie. Okay, I'm gonna go on to Genesis again. Yeah, so Abraham had six sons, seven actually eight, because these six sons, and then how you call that guy, Ishmael, is seven, and Isaac is eight. Actually, Isaac is the second son. I'm gonna go on. Verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubine, which Abraham had, so Keturah is a concubine. It says wife here, but she's a concubine because it says it right here. So he said, but unto the sons of the concubine, because he already sent away Hagar with her son. He said, Genesis 21 and 14. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away, and she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. So I'm gonna go back here. First, Genesis 25 and 6. But unto the sons of the concubine which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country. That's the so-called Middle East of nowadays. So it goes on. And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life which he lived. And 100 threescore and 15 years. So 100, and then three scores. One score is 20. So it says so three score is 60, and then 15 years is 175. 160 and 15 years is 160, 70, 75. Those are the years of the forefather Abraham. And as you can see, they would call him a deadbeat dad. They would call him a deadbeat father, because not only did he send these kids away, these six sons of him, he also sent away his first son, which is Ishmael. See, with his wife Hagar and the child. And by the way, the name Ishmael means he is heard of God, because it says it right here. And heard of the Most High heard the voice of the lad. Here we go here, and I'm gonna click on the name Ishmael. It's mentioned the first time ever in the scripture. It says the Most High will hear. I think I already said that. I'm just covering for the thought that I didn't do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on. So he was 175 years. Verse 8. Then Abraham gave up the ghost and died in a good old age, an old man, and full of years, and was gathered unto his people. And his sons, Ishmael and Isaac, Isaac and Ishmael, buried him in the cave of Machpelah, in the field of Avram, the son of Zoar the Hittite, which is before Memra. So Ishmael was all grown up at this time, and they buried them both. Then it doesn't say anything about these other six sons, and they had their sons too. So it became a really big family. Going on, the field which Abraham purchased of the sons of Heth, there was Abraham buried, and Sarah his wife. Okay, this was not a concubine. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham that the Most High blessed Isaac. See, it doesn't say he blessed Ishmael, although he did bless Ishmael, but not like this. And Isaac dwelled by the well, Laha Irio, Lahairo, Roi. I mean, now these are the. Now it comes to verse 12, which says subtitle: The descendants of Ishmael. Now these are the descendants of Ishmael, Abraham's son, who Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham. So Ishmael is also one of the children of the flesh. He's not one of the children of the promise, because the promise didn't go to him. The promise went to how you call Isaac, which is the forefather, which is the father of Jacob and Esau. Sorry, and Jacob is the forefather of all the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. Now, verse 13. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names according to their generation. The firstborn of Ishmael is, I mean, not is, the firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajoth and Kedar, right? So I'm going to check this verse 13 here, Genesis 25 and 13. And it says, and these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajoth and Kedar, right? So I'm going to click on the word Kedar because this is the first time his name is mentioned. And it says dark. It says black skinned man. Kodar. Actually says Quadara, Kodar. Right? It says black skin, the son of Ishmael, and of an Arabian tribe sprung of him. See, now they do this Blue Letter Bible does link Ishmael with the so-called Arabs. Why? Because they want to set it up that the Arabs are actually fighting the fake Jews that are now in the country over there. That's why these fake Jews, because they come from Esau, and these Ishmaelites, because they come from Ishmael. That's why they're fighting over that land, because both of them find that they are entitled. They actually think that they are entitled to the land because they're the firstborns. Esau is the firstborn, but Jacob got the prize, the promise, and everything actually. Ishmael is the firstborn of Abraham. Wait, let me say it again. Ishmael is the firstborn of Abraham. That's why Ishmael wants that country, which is called Israel. The that country, Israel. And Esau is the firstborn of Isaac, right? And he wants that country too because he thinks he's entitled because the firstborn gets the right, gets the inheritance. But anyway, this is just a quick story that I got from one of the brothers in the States. I forgot his name. He's always in the pink. Smart brother. Now, and, I mean not pink. I mean purple. Salakia. I made a mistake. Purple. So yeah, at the main camp. Don't know his name though. Going on. Here. So you know now what the word Kadar means. It means dark skin. So he was a very dark skinned so-called Arab like here. As you can see here, these are Arabs with different grades of kinky hair. These Arabs come straight out of a so-called dark man. That's why they got this type of woolly hair. If you see an Arab female, right, it looks like a mixed kid, a so-called Maluto kid or whatever they call it. Right? Wait a minute. Let me check this out. A so-called mixed kid, right? If you type in Arabs women here, maybe I'm gonna get it. Well, these are not the ones that I'm actually looking for. No, these Arabs, I guess, are Morocco. If I type in the women of Morocco, their hair is not straight, man. Their hair is actually it's like a mixed breed. Their hair. I'm gonna just do a quick They're actually, yeah, this is the real Arab hair. This is how Arab women their hair actually is. This one is natural. This is how their hair actually really is naturally. Well, it doesn't want to clear up the picture. This is Arab women hair. These are the females of Arabia. Damn, these pictures are real messed up actually. Just and they look actually like this. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is their hair normally, you know. And these wait a minute. See, it's the same hair like them. As you can see, you can clearly see this is a so-called mixed child, right? Father might be a so-called black man, mother might be a so-called white woman, or vice versa. If it's vice versa, they're gonna be put to death, which is law. Which is, I think it's beautiful actually. Now you have them all here in a bunch. You can say a bunch of so-called mixed kids. That's the way the Arab women their hair are, and the Arab men too, as I showed you right here. Yeah, yeah. I didn't even have to look for the females. I got the guy right here. This is how their hair looks, right? So you can clearly see that he was actually dark, Kadar, the son of Ishmael. So I'm gonna read on quick. I'm not gonna make this too long because I see the time flying already. And Abdil, and everybody knows that's an Arab name, Abdel, and Mibsam, and Mishma, and Duma, and Masa, Hadar, and Tema, and Jetur, and Nabhish, and Kedama. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their towns, by their castles, 12 princes, according to their nations. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137. And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people. And they fled from Havilah to Shur, that is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren. That's how Ishmael died. And these are the generations of Isaac. Now here comes the important part. Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Ram. Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. Now, if you check it out in Genesis 24, verse 47, it says, "And I asked her and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bore unto him. And I put the earring upon her face, and the bracelets upon her head." Now, Bethuel is the son of Nahor, and Nahor is the father of Bethuel, and Nahor is the brother of Abraham. So it's his little niece, you can say. Yeah, the daughter of Bethuel, and Laban, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. Now here it comes. And Isaac entreated. Salakia, wait a minute. And Isaac, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Most High Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, yeah, because she couldn't get pregnant. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Most High Yahweh. She probably asked the priest, or did some praying, so whatever. Anyway, and the Most High Yahweh answered her, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger." So I'm going to read it again. And the Most High Yahweh said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb," meaning two nations of people. It's a twin, but not 200,000 people, as the elder always says, who were in her womb. It was two people, and they would form two nations. And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, meaning they're not going to be together, which is Jacob and Esau. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when it says the one people shall be stronger than the other people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos are stronger than the so-called white man. Physically, mentally also. Physically, we're stronger. We beat them in sports, everything they do. We beat them. They're not the superior race. Even when Hitler had that thing, then a so-called black man beat them. And then he didn't even want to shake the hand of the so-called black man, because America, and they wanted to prove that they're better. They brought a so-called black man. They didn't bring a so-called white man that could run fast and stuff with blonde hair. I mean, yellow hair, blonde hair, and blue eyes. They didn't do that. They brought a slave descendant for Hitler. And then you can see that these people they're just in for the win. And then after that they do away with you. So it says, oh yeah, and we're physically stronger and we're mentally stronger. When you beat up, when you beat up a so-called Negro, Latino, or Indiano, when they get old, they learn discipline. They know what to do and what not to do. You know, they learn how not to do them anymore, like stuff like that, right? But when you beat up so-called white kids, right, especially the males, oh, and the females too, I'll get to that. The males, they turn into serial killers or something like that. Yeah, father was abusive, if mother was abusive, they used to beat them and discipline them. When you discipline so-called white kids, when they grow up, they turn into serial killers. If you discipline them with the stick, they turn out to be straight up murderers, serial killers, and people that you need to lock up in an asylum, nutcase house. And they're females. When you beat them when they grow up, they turn into horse. I mean, porno and actresses and stuff like that. You know, they turn into straight up females with daddy issues going on. And the elder shall serve the younger. So right here it says the elder shall be a slave unto the younger, right? So now we're going to check out who the elder is. Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first, remember it says the elder, it says it here, and the elder shall serve the younger. So it says, and the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So it says right here, Esau is the elder. But the Most High, because it says, verse 23, and the Lord said, and the Most High Yahweh, the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So this came out of this is what the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua himself had said. This is what the Most High said and says. And it says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So he's to be the slave. That's already set up, and he's going to be a slave again because we already had him in submission. That was 1,000 years in Europe, actually about 800 years, and then he just broke loose. Satan got loose after 1,000 years in the bottomless pit. He got loose, and he started his vengeance. That's why he wanted to enslave the so-called Negroes. And that's why he wanted to almost exterminate the Latins and the, well, he wanted to just exterminate the so-called Negroes too, but he wanted them in slavery. He wanted to make them suffer, and the Native Americans also. That's why he wanted to wipe them out, because he knows, like, these are the children of the Most High. I hate them. Going on to verse 26, and after that came his brother out. It doesn't mention his brother's color. So when it says, let me go back to the color, 25. And the first came out red. Now, if you go and Google the color red, click this away. Click the color red, right? And pictures. You see red, right? Now check this out. Bam! Right? And then they put a so-called Native American, but that's not true. They put a devil here. But let me go here. Bam! You want to tell me that this is white? These are white people? You must be out of your mind. This is an Edomite. These are the red people of the planet Earth. They're red. They're not white. They're basically transparent. You can see the blood straight up through their skin. And the hairy garment is what they used to use back in the days. Let me see. Red hairy garment. Okay, they already got it on. You know I'm laughing because they put these people. They put this one. They put this one. They put this one, and this one is real funny. And this is, by the way, not a. This is not fake. This is not Photoshop. These are real Edomite people, you know. And let me type in red hairy garment. Basically, the red hairy garment are the clothing, are the clothings of what they used to use back in the days. Okay. So I'm gonna just get back to the scriptures here. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. That doesn't mean he was hairy. When he grew up, he was hairy, because babies are not born with hair. Going back to this, where is it? This is how Esau was born, all red all over, like a hairy garment. He's real funny when you look at these Edomites, right? And this is not red skin. Look how colorblind these so-called white people are. This clearly looks brown to me. This picture, it actually looks a little bit dark brown, but going back to here. Now it says, and they called his name Esau. The word Esau means wasted away. What is wasted away? His pigment, his color, the lack of melanin. Verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Now Jacob means supplanter. You're going to find it out later. Wait, let me just check it out right now, actually. Jacob means supplanter. Let me see if they got it right. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on, and his name was called Jacob. I'm gonna click on Jacob. Heel, yeah, it's not heel holder. It's how can it be two things? What kind of stupid logic is that? Anyway, it means supplanter. It means somebody who gonna trick you. That's his name. And who are the biggest supplanter on the planet Earth? But so-called Negroes. They gonna get you. They gonna pull a fast one on you. And I'm about to get my apocrypha. Wait for it. Now, in the apocrypha, is going to explain why he was holding the hand of his brother Esau, right? He was holding the heel. I mean, not the hand. The heel of his brother Esau. I'm gonna show you right here. Um, it was Second Esdras, chapter 6, King James Version. So I'm gonna go here. No, I'm at it. Second Esdras. I'm actually gonna do just this. The whole chapter. So it says Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Then answered I, what shall be the parting asunder of the time? So when shall be the end of the times be? The end of the world. Or when shall be the end of the first? Which is first? Who is first? Esau. And it says, and the first came out red. Okay, so it says, when shall be the end of the first? Let me read it again. No, it's not here. It's here. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time? Or when shall be the end of the first? And the beginning of it that wait a minute, and the beginning of it that followeth, right? And he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So now you know it's talking about when it says, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth. It's talking about Jacob and Esau. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. This is the reason. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's the symbolic reason and why he held the. Let me read it again. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. So that's the reason why his hand was taken hold of Esau, his heel. It's because he was gonna later in life he was gonna bring him down, because we're the ones that the Most High is gonna use us to bring the so-called white man down, and I can prove that. Real quick, I don't want to jump too much around, but sometimes I gotta do it. Sorry about that. Ezekiel 25. Verse 12, right? So it says Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Thus said the Lord God, which is the Most High Yahweh, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and that vengeance was slavery. They took a vengeance, man, and had greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. That's in slavery. Therefore said the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Those are the places where Esau used to dwell. Okay? And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom. How? By the hand of my people Israel. That's how these white people are gonna get punished. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. So all these white people are gonna get punished by the hand of the Israelites, which are the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. And the man Edom, I'll show you why he is called Edom, because Esau is Edom. It says it right here. And after that, his brother came out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Well, three score, one score is 20, and three score is 60. Okay. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, because the so-called white man likes to hunt. He has that duck thing, quack quack, and then the ducks come, then he can shoot you down. He's a cunning hunter. He always has these cunning things. A man of the field. He is a man of the field because he likes to go climb a mountain for nothing. He might be one of the richest so-called Edomites on the planet Earth. He just goes out and camps in the woods. Have a camp party with all the bears and wolves and shit. And when they get attacked, you laughing. But he just loves the field. And climbing mountains, losing his toes and fingers. Anyway. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now, I'm going to read it again. Here. It says, and the boys, meaning Jacob and Esau, grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now, if you check up the word dwelling in tents, it says Genesis 24, 27, right? And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, and okay. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. If you click on the word tents, it says, thus symbolic way dwelling in habitation, the sacred tent of Yahweh. He was in the tabernacle. He was always basically meditating and praying. So, wait a minute, I'm going to show this. Inhabiting, dwelling, okay. Where was he dwelling? Basically, he was always meditating. He was always meditating. It says, a, tha, la. If I'm correct with the tha. I get messed up, messed up. Or acha, achala. Achala. I think it was. Yeah. Anyway, it was like he was basically meditating. That's what he was doing. He was always in a tent meditating, doing spiritual things, because he was a spiritual man, and Esau was a carnal man, as you're gonna see, because he's gonna explain, or it's gonna show you. And the boys grew, okay. He was a cunning hunter, okay. And that's where you find the so-called Negroes most of the time. You always find them in the house of prayers, in the tabernacles of, praying, or just at home. That's why they call themselves homie, And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob. And the thing is, why he loved him is because he liked to eat of his venison. That's self-explanatory. It says it right here. Because he did eat of his venison. Because back in the days, when you have a son that's always just chilling, like Jacob, and you have a other son that's always providing food, you're gonna be more happy with him because he brings in the food. But later on, as you can see, Isaac and Rebekah was not pleased with their son Esau his doing by choosing women of the Canaanites, of the Hamites and stuff like that. Of no, the Canaanites, if I'm correct. I'll get to that part soon. But anyway, they displeased his choice in women, and his venison was the food that they made. I'm gonna show you Genesis. Okay, not here. Also not here. The reason why I didn't show what the word Esau means because they totally butchered it. They totally butchered it. I'll show you that they butchered it. I just clicked on this word H6215. H6215. It says Shawa. It means it says Esau. Uh, uh, I shall. It says I shall. I said I shall. It says I shall. Now it says Harry, but he's not. He turned out to be Harry, but the word simply means wasted away is he, wasted away. And if you asked what is wasted away, well, his pigment is wasted away. And oh yeah, and another one, the word Edom, right? Because I'll show you what it says. Right, wait a minute. Okay, Isaac loved Esau. Yeah, his venison, verse 28. This is the word venison. Age 67 and 18, as you can see, is here. It says Tazawad. Hunting. Actually, it means food supply. His venison, the food that he gets, So now you know what that is. So he loved him because he always fixed food. But Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage. And Esau came from the field and he was faint. That pottage is, of course, food. He was making food. I'll show that again. It says and Jacob sought pottage. It's like pottage, how these so-called white people make that stupid, boiled food, soup, pottage, things sodden or boiled. So you know what that is. Okay, now going back to here. So, and Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau is the forefather of all these so-called white people, said to Jacob, which is the father of all the Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. So Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. So the pottage was red, right? For I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom, because he loved that red, raw looking pottage. I'll show you why I said it's red. Where is it? Here, 29. Esau came from the field. Okay, that red pottage, right? Of course he's gonna say red, because that's what it is. Red, but the word ruddy, they messed it up. They're a bunch of liars actually with that. As I tell you, these so-called white people, they put in bones, fish bones, let you choke on it. You gotta take the meat off of the bones and just dissect it real. You could say professionally. Actually, with studying and stuff like that. And Esau said unto Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Because he was hunting and he didn't catch anything. Therefore was his name called Edom. Okay, the word Edom simply means red. Right? As you can see, wait a minute, let me show it. It just means red, and they're right on that. and they are the Idumeans, which is the Greek word of saying Edomite. I'm going back to here. And Jacob said, because here comes the subtitle, supplanter type. I mean, not subtitle, supplanter skills. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? Because he had no patience. I mean, one day without food and you're gonna die. Because it says, look. It says he came from the field, and Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field and was faint. I wonder how many days he was in there, but anyway, probably one. Anyway, it said, and Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall his birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, right? And did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. I'm going to go up in the word lentils for right now, because you have a guy teaching that lentils is only this. He's teaching that Esau was only eating vegetables. He was not eating meat. That's a lie. That guy, Shalakia, pardon. That guy is a straight liar. He doesn't know the scriptures. He says that Esau was only eating how you call it? Yeah, vegetables, plants. But that's not true, because if you go to Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16 and 17, it says this: lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how afterward he would have inherited the blessing. Oh, Salaki, I read it. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. He was crying. He was trying to get that blessing back, but he sold his birthright. So his brother got the blessing. And that's also one of the reasons that the so-called white man wants to exterminate us. Because of this. Because of what their forefather did. Our forefather actually tricked him into selling his birthright. And then he tricked him again into getting the blessing. But I'm gonna get to that. Oh, Lord willing, of course. So yeah, it says, then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, which is meat with vegetables therein, yes, because it was a piece of meat too. And the reason he was called Edom is because he loved the red pottage, and Edom means red. And that's why the so-called white man, till this day, he gives all the other people just he calls us black. He doesn't call us by a nation. He calls us just black people. But we're not black. Our hair is black, actually. Your iPhone is black. Or whatever telephone you have, because I don't have an iPhone. But just for example, your telephone, it could be black. Your television could be black. One thing I know is black is, for example, I'm gonna just keep it at the telephone, because now I've got to think and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. And Jacob gave Esau. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage and lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. So he despised it. He didn't want it. But later on, he started to cry, because now it is said, for ye know how For ye know that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So there you have it. He despised it, but afterwards he came to the conclusion that that birthright is actually, and the blessing that you're gonna get from that birthright is actually something that he actually did want. But he's a carnal man, so he rather have a little bit of food than do that. He could have ate an apple or something. He could have went and found some fruit, but he wanted that red pottage. So with that, all praises go to the Most High Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Double honor unto the elders and great millstones for the teachings of the scriptures, and shalom to the sincere Akim.